Hey guys, what's up? It's Zams here, and so today I decided that I was gonna start a new series on my channel, and what this series is gonna be called is, well, you've already seen the title. It's gonna be called Breaking the Limit, and what it's going to do is it's engineered around pushing specific characters in Dragon Ball Legends to their absolute extremes in a certain stat. Now, for this video, for my first video of this series, I decided that I would do Android 21 Evil and push her to see what her max health could be, and therefore, because her green art is restores on health by 15%, how much health she could heal in a single green art. So, let's begin. So, just to note out, here's Android 21 Evil, and here is our calculation sheet for we'll be doing our calculations. Now, this is all pre-second anniversary, so many things could change after the anniversary. But at the current moment, Android 21 Evil, transformed, has a max health stat of 2,555,737 listed in-game. Now, that's going to be important since that's our base factor here. Also, what we have to know is she does give a 20% boost to her own health, which is helpful in this whole thing. So let's move on. I've already calculated and gotten everything that pushes her to the extreme. So the first unit is Mai. Now Mai is a good support type, of course, but it's her Z ability we're mainly looking at, which gives 25% to max base health. So let's note that down there. Mai 25% boost, 25% health. Yep. Sorry. Okay. Mai is boosting health by 25%. Now, we move on to this Android 18 Extreme, and she boosts health by 18%. So, we now note down Android 18, and then 18% boost to health. So, yeah. And we still have 4 other units to get to. Yeah, 3 other units to get to in here. Now we move on to First Form Cell, the Yellow Extreme, and his Z ability gives an 18% health to max base health for androids, which of course Android 21 is on that. So now we have to note that down. First Form Cell, 18% health. I don't know what's up with that, but okay. Now we move on to Android 19, the blue hero version of him. And he boosts health by 16%. So we note that down. Android 19, 16%. And now we finally get to Mercenary Tau. Now Mercenary Tau is the last unit, and he boosts health by 19% as well. So, yep. Okay. So that's all our percentages. Of course, 6 units on a team, so we can only have 6 boosts, 5 boosts, because Android 21 has to be a unit. So now we have all this. Now we move on to our equipment. Now for the equipment, I found that Android 18, the gold version of it, worked the best, and listed on DBZ Space, the base health can max out at 15%. So we have to account for that. So now that becomes Android 18, 15%. For this one, for I'll Send It Back, which is our next one, base health can max out at 10%. So I'll Send It Back, 10%. And finally, we get to It Seems We've Miscalculated. And this is our final equip, and it boosts health by 10%. So it seems we miscalculated. Yep, sorry. And that's 10% right there. So now we have everything. Actually, one last thing to note. Health is kind of a difficult boost to find in any team necessarily, because boosting the health on units can make units extremely tanky in these certain scenarios like we're about to see. So, let's begin the calculations here. So first of all, now we have to begin these calculations. So we take 2555, 737, and what we're going to want to do with that is we are going to want to divide that number. Sorry, not divide. Well, yeah, divide that number basically, and then multiply it to end up with the proper numbers. So let me just open a calculator tab here. Yep. Okay, good. So now we get to this. So that is a 20% boost plus 25, 18, 18, 25, sorry, delete, yeah, plus 18, I keep on putting in divide, that's 18 plus 18, and then now we move on to 16 and 19, so plus 16 and plus 19, so this will be, so in total we are getting a 116% boost from just these units alone. So that's pretty good already. But now we move on to our second stage, which is the equipment. So 15, 10, and 10, I can do that math in my head. We end up with a 35% boost from them. So now with this, now we have to add those two numbers up. And just for the sake of adding those two numbers up, I'm going to do it on the calculator. So we end up with a 151% boost to total health. So now we have 2,555,737 plus 1.5, 2,555,737. And doing all of this should end up with our max health stat. So, and you may be wondering why I did 1.5. Well, that's because this is still a percentage, so we have to divide by 100, giving us, 1.51. So we end up with 1.51 added on to the base health, because that's how the boost in this game work to health, to the relativity of health. Because the simple boost is not a complex boost, like something like strike and blast attack. But don't worry, the next issue in this the next unit that we will break will incorporate both blast and strike attack. So we'll get to see those complex boosts. So now we end up with this huge number, and I don't want to mess this up, so I'm going to do it in a calculator. So do all of this times 1.51. So now we end up with, and this is insane. So basically, now this becomes 3,859,162. That's what's getting added on, and since it's 8.87, we're just going to round up just to boost this unit even more, even though it won't really help all that much. So this becomes now 3,859,163, just rounding up slightly. So yeah, so now we end up with this, and adding all of this together, of course we're gonna have to do this 3,859,163 plus 2,555,737. We end up with our total health stat of, and this is crazy, 6,414,900 total health. That is the total health. 6 million. It's crazy. And now we have to do this calculation. But this one's the most simple of them all. So this is just the max health. You know, it's pretty big, but it doesn't mean all that much. But now we get into the green card. And like I said before, the green card restores her own health by 15%. From the wording of this card, that isn't the current health. That's the total health. So now we do this calculation. 0.15 multiplied by 6,414,900, and that gives us, doing it in the calculator times 0.15, that gives us a total number of 962,235. That is how much health Android 21 will be regenerating in a single quirk skill. That's insane. That's almost a million regeneration. You get hit with one of this pushing. It'd be insane if anyone could ever do this type of maxing out, because it would not only require every unit on this list, which some of them are Sparkings, to be at 14 stars, but at the same time, it would require them to get perfect equips with max boost to health. But in total, if this unit gets this insane boost to health, it ends up just racking up, because I don't think there's any other unit in the game who even comes close to having this much regeneration in a single quirk skill. But Android 21 has truly broken the limit. I was kind of hoping when I first did this calculation for an over a million health stat regen, but it's fine because 962,000 is just insane already. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about this. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, Android 21 ended up being a really, really broken unit. Well, not broken, but really powerful unit after these calculations. So, the math on here was somewhat tough. So I'd appreciate it if you guys would at least drop a like. You don't have to subscribe, but drop a like at least. And on top of that, I will make sure that I will be doing more of this series to come in the future. So yeah, Zams out.